me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I'll rise.
I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless.
And welcome to the Black NewsBeat with your host, Dr. Kamika Campbell.
That bar is live tonight. Welcome to the Black NewsBeat with Dr. Kamika Campbell. We have a great show for you tonight. We are streaming live in several places. And I want you to know before things disappear from Facebook that Facebook is no longer promoting live. They're no longer promoting live like that. So the show will leave Facebook after a month, but you can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on LinkedIn. We'll soon be up on some other streaming platforms. So we're very excited to still be on those places, but just know that Facebook, the lives are leaving. They're not going to stay. So welcome to the Black NewsBeat. I'm your host, Dr. Kamika Campbell. I'm so excited to be here. It's Wednesday, November the 26th, and we are celebrating Thanksgiving Eve. We are celebrating Thanksgiving Eve. We have so much to talk about tonight. So much has happened around the city. So much has happened around the country. So we just want to make sure that we are keeping everybody up to date with everything that's happening. Also, it's National Cake Day. Ooh. I'm very excited about that. And we deserve it because it has been hell on wheels for the country for the last, the whole of 2025. So we're really excited that we get to celebrate at least being with family and stuff tomorrow. So that's going to be amazing. So yeah, the federal government shutdown really shook up the country, and there are in here in Pennsylvania, we also had a budget impasse that just got solved as well. So right as the government, actually the day before the government opened up, the budget impasse was coming to a close, and now $3 billion in funding, subsidy funding for schools and all kinds of different things around the state has finally been released. So we're happy that it's over, but folks are still catching up going into this holiday. So we do have someone here tonight that's going to talk about what that means with affordability around the state, especially in the wake of a government shutdown and the wake of Pennsylvania budget impasse. What does it mean for us to get back and to do things with everything being so expensive? So that's going to be interesting tonight. We're going to welcome Nicole Moore from Affordable PA.
Woo!
And again, it is our thing for this episode. We are grateful. We're holding to truth. We are grateful and we are thankful, but we are also still fighting. There's so much to still fight for. And to help us bring it all down, we're going to be talking with Nicole later. And a little bit about Nicole. She's a fierce community organizer. She's working across central Pennsylvania to make sure families aren't ignored, especially when lawmakers don't keep their promises, okay? So we are giving thanks on purpose, but we're also looking forward to the future and the fight of the future. So while we're doing that, I want you to think about what you're thankful for. I want you to write it down. And I want you to also, if you can, put it on the Black NewsBeat page, because what we're going to be doing is reading those thankful notes a little on down the line. So please tell us what you're thankful for in the chat. And we also have collected some earlier on the Black NewsBeat page that we'll be reading. Now, before we get into all of that, we got to sweep the streets. We got to see what's going on in Pennsylvania and around the world. Said around the world, but I really meant the nation. But that's okay, because we have a lot of stories. We want to hit them quick because we want to get to our special guest tonight. But first and foremost, the Crown Act passes in Pennsylvania. If anybody knows what the Crown Act is, the Crown Act really protects people to wear their hair as it is. If you don't know the history of hair, especially for Black women in this country, it's one that is quite interesting because it has been violent. It has been exclusionary. And it has been tough for Black women with natural hair like mine to deal with, right? You see these little curlies in the front here. People don't like those for some reason. People don't like them. They don't like how it grows out of our heads. So the Crown Act was signed into law by Governor Shapiro,
and it bans discrimination based on natural hair textures and protective styles in schools and PA and workplaces. This is reported by CBS News and Spotlight PA and all of the different outlets. So we know for sure that it's getting a lot of coverage. Black folks can now wear locks. Ooh, I can wear my braids if I want. I can wear a fro, a twist, and not have our education or our jobs put in jeopardy and threatened illegally for it, right? So our take on this is that it's a win. It's a win. It's a win for particularly Black and brown people, particularly Black women. But the law does not fix people's biases instantly. That's the hard part about this. Doesn't fix your biases instantly. So we will be watching and looking out to see how this stuff shows up in our classrooms and our workplaces across the Commonwealth. And so let's check in with you too. Have you ever been told that your hair was unprofessional or a distraction? I know I have. I remember when I was moving to South Central Pennsylvania, and the first job I got, I purposely started wearing wigs. And this is like my first real foray into a lot of different types of wigs. I had a Marilyn Monroe wig. I had an Afro wig. I had every kind of wig you can imagine because I was trying to find what would not be offensive going as a new graduate going into the workplace. And I was graduating with my PhD. So it's not like I wasn't educated, but that was the thing that was on the top of my mind. So check in with me. Tell me, have you ever been told your hair was unprofessional, and how did that affect you? And are you happy that the Crown Act passed? I want to know about that. Next up on the docket, did you know that your driver's license information might be shared with ICE through the Pennsylvania State Police? I was a little worried about this, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. So PA Politics and Bucks Independence are reporting that they found that Pennsylvania has inadvertently been making driver's license data available to ICE through the National Law Enforcement Database, or the NLETS. It includes names, addresses, and photos. Why should we care about this? Undocumented residents and even some naturalized citizens and even some regular citizens that have names that don't sound quite American could inadvertently be targeted. And there are reports around the region that people are being targeted. So they got their license in good faith, right? Mentally, unknowingly being exposed to the federal immigration enforcement, right? So this is something that can be very terrifying for citizens and residents alike. My take is that this is not a oops, this is not a gotcha. This is, to me, a level of not protecting the residents of Pennsylvania. So if you tell people, get licensed, get legal, get in compliance, and then you do this, you share the information, you cannot secretly feed that information into a deportation machine, right? If people are the ones, if you're the ones who are telling people that they should be legal in the country. So let's check in. Did you know your driver's license was being sold or could end up with ICE? Not sold, excuse me, shared or end up with ICE? What protections should be in place? And let us know, has something happened to you because of that information? Let us know about that. This is one of my favorite stories of the week, and I wanted to hit it early. The Trump and Zohran Mamdani, the mayor-elect of New York City, political crush situation that's happening, it looks like. Very interesting. So what happened here? Trump and mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani, they met in the Oval Office. They held a joint presser after that, where Trump called him a man of conviction and said he made him feel comfortable living in a city. He may even feel comfortable living in a city that Mamdani runs. Social media said Trump looked low-key awestruck. He very much did. I know you've seen the memes where he's got the stars, the hearts above his head and all these different things. And this is interesting, and it matters for a couple of reasons. One, it matters because Mamdani is a democratic socialist who has publicly called Trump a fascist. And we've all seen this. Seeing them shoulder to shoulder sends mixed messages and raises questions about optics versus real power. And so my take is this: Trump came off like a little bit like a fan, and Mamdani came like he looked to talk policy. One was chasing cool points, and the other stuck to his agenda no matter what. He talked about housing. He talked about all the things he wanted to do for New York. He kept centering and recentering and refocusing on New York City every single time. And I think That's what every elected leader should do. Stay on message, have a plan. All right. Make sure that they're able to communicate what the plan is and why it's important, even when you're faced with somebody who you think is a fascist. And that was the other interesting part of the interview. He was like, he doubled down on the fact that he absolutely thought Trump was a fascist. The reporter asked him, so you have called him a fascist, you did this, and he went to answer, and Trump himself said, oh, you don't have to, just say yes, you don't have to explain yourself. And it was a very interesting thing. I think Trump was also starstruck because something else he said in the interview. He said so many people that he thought were very important had come to the president's office to be in Oval, and nobody came to see them. He said, but this room is full of reporters, and there are people lined up outside to figure out what happened in this meeting. There are also some folks that are kind of upset. They don't understand why Mamdani met with the president and why he didn't cuss him out or put his foot down or something else. And to that I say, Mamdani is the model. He did not back down from any positions. He did not have to be rude. He cleared this man and dog walked him in the nicest way possible. Not my style, but I have to admit, it is effective. It is effective, okay? I was very surprised. I've watched that 30-minute presser that they posted on the White House website and on YouTube, like, I don't know, 100 times. And every single time, I am more amazed at how Mamdani comported himself and how civil he was in the face of what he then went on a press run to say, no, I said what I said. Yes, he is still a fascist, but my job is to work for the people of New York City. My, if we only have more leaders like that, the country would be a better place. No capitulation, just getting stuff done for the residents and citizens where you are serving. I love that. Next up, this one is hilarious. I think it's great. Marjorie Taylor Greene resigns. Oh, Marjorie. So she announced that she's resigning from Congress effective January 2026 after a very public split with Trump and growing GOP tensions. And everyone also is reporting this. Everyone's talking about it. But what I think the question that keeps coming up over and over again in the news is, has Marjorie Taylor Greene changed? Thank you, Rachel, because no, she hasn't. Why do we keep asking this? She literally doubled down in her 4-page statement that she made on why she was resigning on being a terrible person. Her only point of salience here and levity is that she actually stuck up for people who need to be stuck up for, because that's what her constituents were telling her, right? They were like, no, that's one thing I think the American people all agree on is the victims of what happened with Epstein, they want these files released, and they want them released in totality. And they've been calling for this for months. So that's one thing she was on the right side on. But doggone it, if she's not on the wrong side of history on everything else. So no, the question is she has not changed. And this matters because she's one of the loudest far-right megaphones, and she's stepping down out of Congress. And she is also trying to take everybody out with her. That's the other crazy part about this. She is talking about how much people don't like Mike Johnson and how many fractions there are in the party. And she's spilling a lot of tea that I don't think people thought she was going to do. I think she is kind of a bum. Like, why would you step down and leave your constituents without someone, right? Without a member for a little bit of time, because now there's going to have to be a special election or appointment, and that really does not sit well for the people of her district. So I think I don't think she should get any points for this stepping down, personally. So let's check in about that too. Do you think this is the end of her chaos, or just a remix? And what do you think her next play is? So she said she's not running for Congress. She said she's not running for governor, both of which I don't think are for Senate, and governor, both of which I don't think she's going to win anyway. But I think she's going to try to reinvent herself into something else. And it really remains to see what that's going to be. So let's wait and see. Next on my list, and I'm speeding through these for a reason because we got to get to our special guest. Next on our list, the Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE, is no more. Is anybody surprised? Not a person. Trump's must-led, I can't even say it right, Trump's must-led cost-cutting project has been quietly dissolved 8 months early. Ooh, the OPM's director literally said that doesn't exist anymore as the centralized entity. Remember when Trump and Elon floated the idea that savings from Dodge could mean checks to taxpayers? You remember that? With one proposal modeled around $5,000 a person if they hit their wild savings goals. Remember that? Anybody remember that? Yeah, Doge is gone, and so are those checks. They never existed outside of vibes and talking points, okay? And why does this matter? It matters because they slashed jobs, they cut programs, they bragged about savings, they're responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people by cutting the USAID, mainly children, and regular people were left with lost income and zero Dodge dividends. Zero. They ain't saved no money. But what he did do was steal your data. All right. And I have a little song about that. Oh, I forgot to put it up, Buster, but that's okay. We'll play it at the end of the show. But I have a little song I made about that. And it goes a little something like, I'll play the video later because my voice hurts right now and I gotta warm up. Okay. So my take is they wreaked havoc on the agency, but here's a political check that we were never actually going to send. Now the department is dead, but the harm is very real. So many people, including friends of mine from prior administrations who are around the world working for the USAID, all had been called in, all had to be either reassigned or lost their jobs because they didn't want to work under a Trump administration who was actively cutting, not just cutting jobs, but making it really hard for the government to operate. So did anybody ever believe the checks? I want to know if anybody believed these checks. You spent it already. Yeah, I thought I was getting it too, and I spent it already. Okay. So yes, I thought that was very interesting, but not very surprised. Gasp, like, telenovela gasp, like, oh no, we're not getting the checks? Crazy. Okay. Next story is very weird because why is the country experiencing, cities around the country experiencing not so merry bands of bandits? What's happening? Viral clips from Chicago and Baltimore show groups of teens involved in robberies and assaults, including an attack on an elderly man and robberies near Baltimore's Inner Harbor, plus teen violence in downtown Chicago. A mother and son were assaulted, right? Some headlines are basically branding them roaming bands of teen bandits. Communities say that these folks say that the coverage is being amped up, right, to justify more policing crackdowns. So there's two sides to every story, right? So what you're seeing on the news and what you're seeing in the communities. And so why does this matter? It matters because real harm is happening, but the narrative can quickly turn into Black and brown youth equal a threat, which invites more surveillance and less support. And so we talked about this the other night with some friends, and we wanted to know what happens when the community breaks down to such a point that there are roaming bands of teenagers beating up adults and children, right? And a lot of it is centered around bullying, especially the ones in Chicago. They're truly centered around people being, around a child who's being bullied. And when they saw the child out in the street, they jumped the child and the mom. Have they no shame? I thought this was horrible. But what kind of community breakdowns are happening that this is allowed to take place? That's really the question. That's really, really the question. I think that we can demand accountability from these teens, their parents, and the communities that failed them. And resist criminalizing as a whole generation. And that's what we need to do. We've already been down the road of criminalizing a whole generation. It's not something we want to do again. And if the solution offered is only cops and no resources, that is not safety, that's control. And it didn't work before. Why would we do it again? And is there really a spike in youth violence, or is it a new season with more moral panic, right? And I will say, we've seen some of that here in Harrisburg too. A friend of mine was walking in the park with her grandsons, and she saw some kids jumping some other kids, and she tried to be like, stop. And the kids were like, we'll stab you too. That's a real story. So this is not something new that we're seeing in Chicago or Baltimore. It's happening in a lot of places. But again, what is the community breakdown that is stopping, that is causing these situations and stopping teens from living full lives in their neighborhoods? And why are they beating up adults? What is happening? No village, exactly right, no village. And this story is sadder. It's happening right here in Harrisburg. A 13-year-old runs for help after watching his mother be stabbed. This is really sad. In Harrisburg, a woman was stabbed to death inside a home near South 17th and Vernon Streets in what officials say was a domestic violence-related incident. A 13-year-old boy ran down the street yelling, "My mother was just murdered. My stepdad killed my mother," after witnessing the attack and asking neighbors for help. The man, who was in a relationship with the victim, then reportedly turned the knife on himself and ended up in the hospital with serious self-inflicted wounds. So why does this matter? This is not just a crime story, right? It's a domestic violence homicide with the intent of making it a homicide-suicide with children involved, a child involved. This teenager, very formative years, I believe he's between the ages of 12 and 13 years old. His teachers, his schools, his community, extremely worried about what the heck was going on with him. So this is very difficult to kind of digest as a community. This is a child that should not have to be worried about this right now, right before the holidays. He should be worried about school and presents and eating great food tomorrow. Now his whole life has been turned upside down. So my prayer is for that child tonight, that he can see a way out of this, that the community can surround him with love and everything that he needs, and family, and more. He's going to need more family around him to make sure that he can get through this. And I'm hoping that wherever he is, that we know that we are praying for him and we love him. And the check-in here is, what do our communities actually need to help families feel safe and be safe and keep them safe before it gets to this point? And how are we showing up for kids who survive this kind of violence? That's very important. And now we're going to move a little bit into media and melanin after that very sad news. But I just want to let y'all know that Wicked 2 is coming out. Who's going to go watch Wicked 2? I'm sitting here at Midtown Cinema, and on November 20th, Wicked for Good was playing, right? Yeah. Yes, all week, 3 weeks. So you should come down here and watch it, because this is my favorite theater in the city. Sorry, other theaters. Sorry for your loss and luck, but this is my favorite place to go watch it. But I did rewatch Wicked yesterday. Not rewatch. It's the first time I ever watched it. And I just want to say, I was surprised when I watched this movie, because a lot of folks during the time when the movie came out was like, "Oh my goodness, I so much feel like Elphaba. I am Elphaba. It's me." And I watched the movie and I realized that y'all are a bunch of delusional Glindas. Yes, okay. And it's folks that swear that they're the rebels, swear that they're outcasts, but act like Glenda when the spotlight hits, needing approval, centering themselves, and still wanting the system's validation. That's what I loved about the first movie, is no matter what, Elphaba stood on her convictions, no matter what. Even her convictions to help somebody who literally in the end would not stand by her, which is crazy. But we'll see what happens with the movie now, with Wicked 2. We'll see what happens. So who are you really? Are you Elphaba or Glenda? I'm neither. By the way, I'm neither Elphaba or Glenda, because if I was Elphaba, like y'all think of Elphaba, I'd be using all my powers to terrorize y'all all the time. That's what I would be doing. Y'all would be terrified of me. I would never let you get away with anything. Truth serums, all kinds of. I terrorize y'all all the time. Just petty magic and a little bit of magic for good, but mostly petty magic. So yeah, when you say you're the outcast, but crumble if you don't get applause, that's not Elphaba. That's not Elphaba. That's Glenda with a grudge. Okay, so just chew on that a little bit. And my next favorite show in media and melanin is actually on Apple TV. Anybody watching the morning show? Oh my goodness. Who is watching Mia? Who is watching Mia on the morning show? Mia Jordan. Is it finally her time? So the latest season of the morning show just wrapped, and Mia Jordan, Karen Pittman, not just, I think we're like 5 weeks behind, but that's okay. Mia Jordan, played by Karen Pittman, who is a phenomenal actress, is basically the last steady adult in the room, positioned to take over as leadership has completely fallen apart. So we love seeing a Black woman centered, but we also know what it looks like when a Black woman gets promoted into a burning building, which is what is happening on the morning show and UBN. I think that's what it's called. Yes, the station on the show. She has earned the seat, right? She's definitely earned her seat. She's been put aside. She was a producer. She fought her way through and up. But sometimes the top job is just a fancier front row seat to dysfunction, and sometimes become part and parcel to it as well. So would you take a promotion if it meant inheriting all the mess, or would you walk away? I'd like to know. Tell me that in the comments, okay? Next up is our There's Nothing to Do in Harrisburg segment, also called Upcoming Events. So just a little bit of recap. We had Friendsgiving at the Broad Street Market last week, Thursday, and it was the best Friendsgiving we've ever had. We took the Broad Street market manager, Sherry, up on her offer to have an after-hours event at the market, and it was so cool. It was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen. So we pulled in the YPOC tent. We had Miss Marie's chicken and rice. We had a smorgasbord charcuterie. It was beautiful, and we had such a great time. So I'm really excited about that, and we hope you guys join us next year for that. So there are some upcoming events that you should be aware of. Small Business Saturday, the Black Market at 19.5 North 4th Street is this Saturday starting at 10 a.m. And one of my favorite events of the year is coming up into December after the holiday is Joy to the Berg. Has anybody ever been to Joy to the Berg? It's one of the coolest events. I just love it so much. And December is going to be December 14th at a new location. Usually it's all the way out there in Hummelstown, but it's going to be at a wonderful brand new location at Appalachian Brewing Company at their Appy Bar on the 2nd floor. So you should definitely come and check that out. It's a bunch of musical acts. They make an album. It's super cool. And the proceeds go to help the unhoused in our community. So it's very awesome. And of course, our YPOC holiday party is coming up in December. Do you know what day that is, babe? I forget. But I think it's like around December the 18th. I don't know. I'll check for you. But it is on our Facebook page. And it's at Men in the Kitchen. Now, we just had it. Oh, the other event that we want to talk about was Judge-elect Latasha C. Williams celebration party at Men in the Kitchen. If you have not been to this venue, it is so super nice. We were on the 3rd floor. DJ Bach was spinning. The food was tasty. We had cake. You know, I got to do a little ditty. I got to say a little something that's tagged on the Facebook page if you want to see it. And it was just a wonderful celebration. I haven't seen a celebration like that in a long, long time. So, and the space was perfect. And we filled the space. Over 150 people came to the celebration on Saturday night. So just to let you know, we were popping our collars a little bit. It was a really nice evening and full of supporters. And congratulations again to Judge-elect Williams. It was a wonderful, wonderful celebration for her. So to follow up that, we're going to have several celebrations coming up there for other electeds. But the YPOC, Young Professionals of Color Greater Harrisburg, if you're not a member, you should probably become a member and come to our holiday party. We have an amazing holiday party every year, but this year we're having it at Men in the Kitchen to support Justin Coleman and his entire staff. We always want to put our money where our mouth is, and that is back into our community. So we are very excited to have that. Let me see when this party's at. Let me see. I forget. I'm gonna have to look because I really don't. I was looking on the Facebook page earlier. That means we got to put it up. But I know it is coming up soon. It is probably the third or fourth, the Thursday before Christmas, I believe. So it'll probably be the 18th or 19th. So
December 19th.
Thank you. Yeah. December 19th. That's when it's coming up. All right. And we got through the first segment. Yay! And that just means it is time for our special guest. So we will be right back with our very special guest tonight, Nicole Moore from Affordable PA. See you in a sec.
Leslie Avila just published her book, Journey to Freedom, and states, if you love women, read this book. And if you hate women, read this book as well. Have you ever seen such eyes? These eyes so wise, these eyes that mesmerize. You're invited to grab a cup of delicious, delightful hot tea while you read this book in order to enjoy it to its maximum capacity. Welcome to my delightful world. I invite you to leave your world behind and step into mine for just a period of time. This book was written for you. You can purchase it now at delightisfull.com.
Are you looking to broaden your skills in digital media creation? Are you looking to be a part of a great team? Well, we need you. The Black NewsBeat will be trying to fill various positions to help make our show a great success. We'll be looking for tech assistants to help on set. We'll be looking for writers to help write the show every single episode. Also need digital media assistants. Absolutely need some live audience coordinator. We'd love to open up these opportunities to high school and college students. We'd love for you to intern with us and learn more about the business and get your feet wet with a great company at Open Stage. So if you're interested, please let us know. We'll be taking applications via email. You can email us at kimeka@kimeka.org. That's KIMEKA @KIMEKA.org. Hope to see you on the
shout out to all of you, the community that helped make this night a success and the whole week a success. I love y'all so much.
Clap it up for yourselves one more time. Y'all look amazing out here.
Yeah, y'all look amazing.
Yes.
And the other thing that I want to say is shout out to our sponsors and VIP. I want you guys to remember this feeling. I want you guys to remember how
Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Néstor Romero. Nuestro objetivo es el servicio a la comunidad que desea tener su casa propia. Contar con un hogar es muy importante para nosotros, por ello estoy preparándome cada día más para servirles con todo profesionalismo y responsabilidad para que ustedes y mis clientes se sientan satisfechos con mi trabajo. Junto con mi equipo estamos listos para prestarles todos nuestros servicios. Nuestro equipo puede orientarles y llenar sus expectativas de todas las personas interesadas en comprar y vender una casa. Cuentan con mis conexiones, inspectores, prestamistas, constructores y carpinteros quienes están dispuestos a hacer realidad sus sueños, si se puede.
Call 911. I'm just gonna apply some pressure, okay?
When minutes matter, you have the power to save a life. Learn more at minutesmatter.upn.
Calling all members of the Greater Harrisburg community. We need you. We would love for you to join the YPOC and become a part of our leadership team. Would you like to join our board and get great perks and access in the community? Think about it and let us know. We'd love for you to contact us as soon as possible if you are ready. You can email us at info@ypoc-hbg.org.
Helen Peguero is a Latina teacher with a specialization in bilingual special education. With a passion for supporting children from immigrant families, she helps them embrace their identities amidst the diverse cultural landscape of the U.S. Her bilingual children's book, Elena and Her Curly Adventures, aims to teach young readers the importance of self-love and acceptance. Through her work, she empowers children to celebrate their uniqueness and thrive in a multicultural world. To purchase Elena and Her Curly Adventures, you can visit Amazon or www.helenpeguero.com.
Yay! We're back. Thank you for bearing through all those commercials while we worked out all the things we're working out. But now joining us is someone who has been out in these streets and in the strategy rooms. Nicole Moore.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell, for having me.
Of course. So as I told you before, she's a community organizer. She's a political strategist. She's the founder of Voices 365 and a part of Affordable PA, fighting to make life more affordable for families across central Pennsylvania. Yes. Nicole, welcome to the Black NewsBeat. How's it going?
It's going great.
Good.
Happy that Thanksgiving is approaching
Yeah.
us. So we're going to eat some good food tomorrow, be with our family and friends.
You're right.
Thanks for having me again so that I can talk about affordability
Absolutely.
and all the wonderful things that you highlighted already in today's show.
Yeah. So I was trying to pick things that we could talk about literally for that reason, to talk about how, how folks are being affected by the current climate.
Mm-hmm.
You are doing important work as an organizer for Affordable Pennsylvania. So tell us about your role and what you're doing there.
Sure. So Affordable PA is an organization that likes to highlight local families and the real cost that they are dealing with from our Republican legislators, in particular Congressman Scott Perry.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to hold him accountable for the broken promises that he made and that administration has made in saying that they were going to bring costs down. But we see with the support of the tariffs, we see that our groceries have not gone down
Oh my
at
gosh,
all.
yeah.
Everyday
But I thought they were
goods.
25% less.
Right. Right. Well, if you've been to a store, if you've helped your child get ready for back to school this year, but if you are a small business, you are feeling these real, hinges on our society.
Absolutely.
And so, as a regional organizer, I like to bring real faces to these conversations in front of our legislators.
Absolutely right.
Whether it's through social media, whether it's a LTA, or hosting an event, we highlight these real people because we can say 25,000 Pennsylvanians are being affected.
Wow.
But when I can show you Jessica, right here from Harrisburg,
that's right.
Or when I can show you Jackie from Lower Paxton,
Yes, that's right.
It makes a difference.
Absolutely right. So let's talk a little bit more about when you say you're fighting to make Central Pennsylvania, in particular, more affordable. What does that actually look like for the families that you're fighting for the individuals? Not just families. A lot of people kind of leave single people out of these conversations. What does that look like for Central Pennsylvanians?
Yeah, well, first I'd like to say it looks like working families, working individuals, because a lot of the stigma on these benefits that have been cut and halted are believed to only be used by a certain sector of our community, which is not true. These are working people that put in full-time hours that still cannot afford to live comfortably here. So what does that look like? It looks like the fight, like I said, taking their story and highlighting it to the legislator, but it also looks like bringing resources to them. So 2 weeks ago, I held a food drive for the Caring Cupboard, a pantry in Hummelstown that this time last year had an abundance. And now because of the uptick of who needs to come and utilize the pantry, they don't have that. And so our plan Bs may not be our plan B. And so so we held a food drive for them and they had record number donations.
Wow.
We had the media there. We had folks coming out and excited to help feed neighbors. And so that's part of the help to bring resources to you. Last Friday at the First Baptist Church of Stilton, they hosted an open enrollment clinic. so that you had real brokers and penny representatives there to help you guide you through this new maze of affordable health care, which is now not so affordable. And the reason why we highlight and hold accountability where it belongs is because our congressional members have the tools.
Yes, they do.
They have what is needed to help these families not deal with 170% hike in their premium costs.
That's right.
And they're refusing to do it.
Absolutely
and so
right.
we have to fill in that gap, make sure we're providing the resources to help the families get through, but then hold those accountable.
Yes.
So that you are thoughtful
Absolutely
when you are selecting your congressional or any legislative members.
And we recently had a municipal election here.
We have.
And so I think the voters spoke very loud. We had 42% voter turnout in Dauphin County.
Yes.
We had, on the Democratic side, I think we had 47% of the people, of the 42% of people who voted, 47.5% of those folks voted Democratically.
Yes.
And swept the board, except for one seat at the row office level, and then a plethora of seats around the county.
Yes.
And so I'm saying that to say, I feel like voters are more tuned in what people have been considering off-year elections than they ever have before.
I am hoping, and that was the reason you did mention in my intro that I founded Voices 365, which is strictly geared to voter education for multicultural and multi-generational folks.
Yes.
We've taken civics out of our classrooms.
Oh my gosh.
And for those that had it, may not remember all the functions and how things connect. And so my biggest thing is if you know better, you'll most likely do better.
Yes.
And so if we put the information out there for you, hopefully that empowers you, and you now realize where your voice really lies and how important your voice is. And so I say all of that to say that when we have these situations arise and folks feel it in their pocket, they feel it in their families, they feel it when it's time for their kids to get back ready for school and they can't afford to meet those needs, then they come out.
Yeah.
But with the issue, we don't want to wait until there's these travesties. We want to be ahead of this. You want to always be engaged. And when we say about our municipal elections, voting local is the most important thing you can do.
All elections are local.
We
no matter what we say about them.
For these, the shiny elections, but those aren't the ones that are affecting your day to day and your affordability of how you live and survive. And so, making sure that folks keep that momentum going because we have a very important election coming up, and so it doesn't stop, right? And we did not vote this person out yet. Congressman Scott Perry. And so that work is not done.
That's right.
But I do hope people join the resistance. I hope people know that they can be a part of the resistance safely and how that will affect them long term. Because it shouldn't be a fluke that we have that kind of turnout.
Absolutely.
That should be what turnout is. And maximize
all the time.
All the time.
And it's still 40%. Like it's still
only 40.
It's still not 50. It's not 50.
Exactly.
It's not 60. We have 278,000 people in Dauphin County.
And for how many
registered voters? Like 80 or 90,000. No, more. I'm lying. Maybe like 160,000 registered voters.
It's 160,000. But what's the percentage of those past this election?
40% that came out to vote.
But we normally
before
get
that, like 30 to 29,
25
32,
to 30 is what is
a
normal, and so we have to change that.
That's all we get. Yep.
And
42 was like, wow. I mean,
we applaud.
Yes, we did. And voter turnout in Harrisburg was way up. Like it's just I hadn't seen that not since I've been here in an off election.
No,
not at all.
And we can't have that.
This was like Obama levels of voting.
When you have that type of turnout, though, it makes people pay attention.
Yeah.
And if they know that you're going to turn out that way, right? You'll get different candidates.
Absolutely.
You'll get quality. They bank on you staying home.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And so you come out and you will make those changes that our communities need.
Yeah.
And I always say, your community is just a model for the nation. So everyone just copies each one. We could be that
absolutely.
beacon. We can be the model.
100%.
And so that's how I approach my organizing, is hoping that this will then be duplicated in Cumberland County, in York County, and then it just folds over throughout the state.
Absolutely right. So we also we were just talking about shutdowns and the PH budget impasse on the show. We covered a little bit today. Even though things have been restored, the switch has been turned back on. There's a lot of people still feeling the burn from that from the government shutdown. And for us in Pennsylvania, the government shutdown and our impasse that started to shut our systems down in Pennsylvania. So from your vantage point, what's the biggest broken promise that you've seen from elected officials recently, that you've seen them break recently?
I think our biggest promise is communicating with constituents.
Facts. I agree.
Where's the town halls?
They be hiding from us.
Where's the presence?
Absolutely.
I think that's your biggest promise breaker, is that you're not
even listening, not accessible, and not listening to the voters at all.
You're not here.
Don't even care.
And so I think folks should realize who shows up in the room.
Yeah.
Who do I have to hunt down to talk to?
Yes.
Or who's right there available for me?
Yeah.
These conversations are not always easy to have, and you're not going to make everyone happy. But as an elected, it is your duty to show up. And folks are not showing up.
Absolutely right.
I also think that the second biggest promise is the care for your constituents.
Yes.
We have pantries going low. We have folks that are opting out. The percentage of now those that have not signed up. Now, the open enrollment hasn't closed, but the percentage of where they are today versus last year is a significant drop.
Absolutely.
Who is concerned about where these now uncovered people will be going to seek healthcare, because they will get sick.
They will get sick. There's so many people.
They will need a hospital. So
there are people who will need healthcare, even if they're not sick. Routine checkups, people are going to forego those. And if there is something wrong, they won't know, because they're not going to get a checkup. Annual wellness visits for our elderly. There are so many different things. If you can't tell, I worked in healthcare, because I know all the
breakdown.
The points of breakdown. Yes. I mean, and what was interesting for a long time is we were moving towards a value-based care model, which means that you take care of routine stuff on the front end so that you're not having the big breakdowns on the back end. But if people cannot afford their healthcare, right?
We're not even being preventative.
Can't even be preventative. And that's a huge problem.
And so where's that care?
That's right. Where's
they
the
show
care?
up, they care, they kiss our babies,
Absolutely.
they do all these things, but now our health is really at risk. And where's that conversation?
Where's that conversation at? They just don't want to. They've been trying to kill the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act with a death by 1,000 cuts, right? Take this piece out.
With
Take
nothing
this piece out.
to replace.
Not a thing. There's no replacement anywhere.
So.
And people are like, well, it's not. It's just, everyone calm down, said the gentleman from Minnesota, Representative Fishback, when people were asking her, oh, everybody calm down, it's not that big of a deal. It's only affecting just like a couple of million people.
Yeah.
When you put that stress of a couple of, even if she's lying, it's not a couple million people, it's many more people.
It's many people.
But if you put that stress of expelling people from healthcare coverage, who were not only utilizing the coverage, but getting their lives together with healthcare coverage, making sure they were being responsible, going for their annual wellness. The insurance companies, even though they make money hand over fist, we know that's a grift. We know that. Even the health insurance companies were giving people points because they understood there's a cost savings so they can make more money. Go to the doctor early. Have you gone for your physical? You get points for that. If you do all these different pieces, you get points for taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they're not on any insurance, how will they even take part of those programs?
They won't.
Yeah,
and no one's drawing that concern or conversation.
That's right.
And that's why we continue to come out and highlight these. We also help folks realize that just because you're not taking advantage of those services does not mean you will not be affected.
You will not be.
You will still be
absolutely
affected, because these people will still be in hospitals that you will have to.
You will end up paying for at some point, right?
Well, not only will you pay for it, but you will need to utilize.
You will need to utilize.
And these services will be inundated. And we already have a lack of nursing. We already have a lack of doctors.
Well, that's okay. They just also declassified nursing as a professional, which is crazy. It's just kind of wild.
So when you compound all these things, especially we sit here in Harrisburg, and so sometimes we forget about our rural neighbors.
Yeah, absolutely right.
But when you put that pressure on a rural community that has one very small clinic or
That's
hospital,
right. That's what happens.
You end up now with no healthcare.
Absolutely. And I think the other piece too is cutting off health insurance to those folks also puts our hospitals and our clinics in danger, because now they're not getting the funding from people at higher levels who were covered under insurance and were getting reimbursement for the services they were rendering to the community, people in the community. So they're not getting the money they need to meet the mission, which is to provide healthcare to people.
Yes. So understanding these connections again is, I think, will help people make more intelligent decisions.
Yeah.
For those that say, well, SNAP, I don't utilize SNAPs.
Right.
Well, the grocery stores count on
They
SNAP.
do. That's right.
And so
in your community,
in your community,
and not just grocery stores, even your smaller little mom and pop
stores,
the bread store that I like to go to, the smaller like convenient stores on your corner, take EBT. Those are some
all of that is funding for the business.
That's right.
So when they lose that, you're losing your so people have to understand how these connections actually work.
Yeah.
Because it's not just you that benefit from the benefits, but it's all of us as a community.
Because then these services are available for us because we pay into them, literally pay people to provide food in our communities. That's literally what that's for. And then also paying folks to provide healthcare in our communities. That's what those things go to.
Absolutely. And the affordability.
Of all of it.
Right.
You should. I'm always nervous about affordability because there are already things that are just unattainable, unaffordable for folks. Like you just can't get to them. You can't get into a Harvard unless your family has money, or a school like a Harvard, right? Like it's expensive. All these things are already expensive. We do all this work as a society to make these things less expensive, and then we come along and cut people's feet out from under them with healthcare. It just seems very weird. Very intentional.
With intention. And so we have to be intentional about how we organize, move, and then how we select our representatives.
Absolutely right. And so my last question for this portion of the interview is, Affordable PA lists up real stories. Can you share one story, if you can, it's okay, that sticks with you, that shows why this work is so urgent?
Absolutely. I'll share two. The first story is Jessica, and I won't share last names because I didn't say I would share this today. But Jessica shared with us, and it was placed in our back to school report. She has 7 children. Her SNAP benefits have been reduced, and she is now not working. And so affordability for back to school was almost impossible.
Yeah.
Normally, she was able to get the kids sneakers and do all those things. The same pair of sneakers that she was going to look at again, because it was affordable for her to get last year, all the kids now went up 2 or 3 times as much. So now the kids went without those. Her one daughter plays field hockey, and the equipment, just to support her playing a school. So the sport itself didn't cost because it's a school sport. But her socks cost.
Absolutely.
The cleats cost.
To feed her cost. And kids playing sports, they require a lot of fuel.
A lot. We're going to this place, that place. I have to get siblings up. So there's a lot that went into back to school this year that she had to realize, I can't pay bills.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to let my daughter not participate.
Wow.
Or not have. And so those are real families that concern me when something as basic as socks, but the socks for field hockey. Okay, Dix, we have to talk about that.
We're gonna talk about that too.
$40?
Are they imported? Is it tariffs?
$40?
What's happening?
Socks? Okay.
What's happening? Yeah, that's all socks.
Yeah, that's all. 40 one pair.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm like, okay, that's a lot. But when you think of something big as a sock, and that says, I'll just won't pay the phone bill.
I won't pay the phone bill.
So that you can have socks.
They won't kick me out this month with my rent, so I won't pay all of that. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, there's also, I'll use David, the executive director from the Caring Cupboard, that reached out to me and said, you know, we love being a service for the community.
Yeah.
But we're running tight.
Yeah.
It's getting scary. You know, anything.
And that's what a lot of people, a lot of our food banks and folks are all saying the same thing. So we are going to be right back with our last part of our interview with Nicole. Thank you so much so far. This has been great. We'll be right back with more from Nicole Moore at Affordable PA.
La Tiendita is Harrisburg's premier store for everything Ecuador. In this store, you will find a variety of cultural and traditional products and ingredients like chocolate that you can't find anywhere else in Harrisburg. La Tiendita also ships packages directly to Ecuador. If you have any family or friend, you can also do a direct money wire transfer to their bank account in Ecuador. La Tiendita is open every morning at 8:30 a.m. and you can find them at 3126 Sycamore Street, right here in Harrisburg.
Coffee beans are imported. I can't afford to pay the tariffs out of pocket. These tariffs have the potential to destroy my business. But Congressman Scott Perry supported the tariffs. They're another tax driving up costs on small businesses like mine to give tax cuts to big corporations and billionaires. Scott Perry should be looking out for small businesses instead of big corporations. I wish Scott Perry was looking out for us.
Congressman Perry is trying to take it away to give more tax cuts to billionaires. That's just cruel. I'm an independent. I care about issues that impact veterans. I wish Congressman Perry would stand with us.
It's like Congressman Scott Perry doesn't even see us. When I was 12 years old, I was bitten by a tick while I was hiking with a church group. The infections damaged several organs. My parents had to take out a second mortgage to pay the medical bills. Medicaid has been a lifesaver. It's like Congressman Scott Perry doesn't even see us. Voting to slash Medicaid to give huge tax breaks to corporations. Why should billionaires get help, but people like me could lose their health care? Congressman Perry needs to stand up for us.
Welcome back to the Black News Beat, and we are here with Nicole Moore from Affordable PA, and we're having a really great conversation on what affordability means, and what people are experiencing, and what you can watch out for too as a resident of South Central Pennsylvania as she does that work. So let's pick right back up. I want to talk about faith and organizing. Your bio says that you are rooted in faith and service. How does faith shape the way that you organize and make decisions?
Well, each morning I start off asking to be led and to be guided so that I'm in the space I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to be anywhere I'm not supposed to be. And so I do ask for direction in that way. I also take it as a duty to make sure my neighbor's okay. I don't have to like you to make sure you good. You know, checking on you takes 2 seconds. I'm gonna hang with you and you ain't gotta live with me. But to make sure that you're okay takes nothing from me. So I think my faith plays a major part in how I operate with others. And this work in particular, because as you know, it's not just affordable that I do things for. Wherever there is a need, I like to be in service.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I love that. And holidays and survival is a really big topic right now. People are looking, really wondering, not even looking, but folks have been trying to figure it out. And I think the crunch time is now. How are we going to get through the holidays, right? Holidays are supposed to be joyous and fun. And there are families watching this who are heading into the holidays feeling left behind. What would you say to them tonight?
I would say, do not be in despair. We are still joyous. We're still happy. Like we said, we just had this major victory. So, you know, what good comes bad, but you don't stay on the bad. We stay positive. We say that we've seen how many No King rallies, how many people have been out that you have not seen out before that are saying, I'm here, I'm strapped up and ready to go. So we just stay with that momentum. How do we survive the holidays? Can I promote alcohol? I don't know.
You can on this show.
Bing. I say you get through it the best way you can that works for you.
Nicole Moore.
Can you be
says,
submerged?
Could you get some Pinot? Okay.
Can you be submerged around everybody all the time? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do Saturday and I'll see you, another
Absolutely.
time. But you do what works best for you, how you get through it.
Absolutely right.
How do we afford to do it? Let's start bringing back potluck. Let's start bringing back, what can I bring? Do you need anything? Can I do something? Take the weight off of that host that says graciously come to my house.
My husband just bought.
Do everything.
We are going to my in-laws, but my husband's brother's house, and my husband brought 4 pies to take with him.
Did you?
Babe, how many pies?
Can we do something?
And what kind of pies were they? Sweet potato, hopefully. Not pumpkin. Did you get pumpkin? Praise the Lord. What's the other one? Pecan. And then what else? Anything? A cheesecake pie. Yeah. From Just Baked Pies and Cakes right here in Harrisburg, located inside of the Midtown Scholar. Yes.
I love Just Baked.
So good.
So good.
That Oreo cheesecake. Lord have mercy. Woo.
Breakfast and lunch. Try her out. You guys.
Please do. On the breakfast sandwiches are to die for.
Amazing.
Facts. Big facts. Okay. Back to the.
Yeah.
All right. That made me hungry just now. Because I remember I walked out the house and I saw all these pies on the counter. I was like, why did he get 96 pies? We're just going for a day. So we're going to keep one of those at the house.
He's taking the exact message.
That's right.
Don't leave it all up to the host. Let's everybody chip in and make sure we're bringing something.
Yes, absolutely right. And so how can people plug in? If someone is watching from Southwest Pennsylvania or from anywhere else, across PA or across the Northeast or even across the country, and they're thinking, I want in, right? But I've never organized before, and I've never really been a part of something. A lot of people say, well, I don't get political. I like to say, if you don't do politics, politics will do you, okay?
All day.
So you might as well get involved. So what's one concrete way that folks can plug in with either Affordable PA or Voices 365?
So the best way is to go to affordablepa.org. And you can do voices365@gmail.com. I will answer to both, but the best thing to do is something. So if you're not with Affordable PA, there are many organizations out there that are doing things, being part of politics, being not part of politics. We could have that conversation later, but you want to be doing something because you are impacted. Your neighbors, your family, a loved one is being impacted by how our community is structured and how things are rolling. And so be a part of it. Come out, speak up for someone that can't make it out, stand in the gap. And I invite you to any and everything you see me doing.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I see you've got a couple pins on, and you also have on your Affordable PA
and
quarter zip. The quarter zips are in apparently.
I have a Voices t-shirt.
Voices t-shirt on. Yeah, we're repping all the things.
We rep all the things.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we're saving Medicare.
Having Medicare.
We're saving Medicaid.
We're saying no to tariffs.
Saying no to tariffs.
And we want affordable childcare for every family in Central PA.
Yes. Clap that one up. That's amazing.
And one last shout out to Governor Shapiro and our House Speaker. For those that like to wear it different, you twist it, you Afro it, whatever. Thank you for calling this professional.
Thank you.
It absolutely is.
And thank you to Rep. Latasha Mays, who also led the charge to our illustrious and delightful Speaker of the House, Madam.
Yes.
Why am I blanking on her name? Yes, thank you. Madam Joanna Clinton, who stood at the podium and signed that bill into law. And it's just really exciting to see that happen. And we're looking for much more from all of our reps, from the Black Maternal Health Caucus, from the Pennsylvania Legislative Black Caucus, AAPI Caucus, Hispanic Caucus, and also just everyone, not just the white members too. We're looking for more from y'all too.
Thank you.
Because your constituents are affected as well. There was just a vote to vote against there was a vote for a resolution to tell the federal government to not use slavery as a punishment for crime.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know 11 Pennsylvania representatives voted against it? Said no, they don't want to vote for that?
Yes, I'm aware.
So these kinds of things, we celebrate our big wins, but we celebrate them big because we have other things like this lurking right around the corner.
Because it's not over.
Right, it's not over. The fight's not over. So I want for your last piece here, I want to do the thankfulness tie-in. This is our thankfulness episode.
Yeah.
So even though we are fighting, you're fighting the good fight.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what you think. And you've already just been exuding thankfulness and positiveness anyway. So since it's our thankfulness episode, what are you thankful for in this moment, even in the middle of all this political chaos?
In the midst of the storm. No, I am super thankful. I am a mommy of 3. I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful to have a job. And in a time where there's folks that are looking for employment or their employment is shaky, I'm thankful for that. I am thankful for the annoying smallest or the most annoying biggest thing, because I'm still here to experience them. So life, I am thankful for life. I'm thankful for friends like you who says, come on, talk about what you're doing, and invites me into spaces where I feel welcomed and valued. So I'm just thankful.
I love that. That's amazing. So thank you. And I just want to thank you. I'm thankful that you came here tonight to talk such important business for our residents of Pennsylvania, for residents of South Central PA, and really for America. These are points that resonate all across the country.
It really does.
Right.
And you know this from living elsewhere. We're not unicorns.
That's right. We're not.
What's happening here is happening next door to us.
That's right.
And so, like I said, we can be the model. That's all it is. We're just a nation that has copied other communities.
That's right.
Let us be the ones they copy.
That's right. Absolutely right. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. And we will be right back with the last lap where we're going to talk about thankfulness. Appreciate y'all. See you in a sec.
Look at all of you. But look at all of you. Everything is looking amazing. I just want to say, shout out to all of you, the community that helped make this night a success and the whole week a success. I love y'all so much.
Clap it up for yourselves one more time. Y'all look amazing out here.
Yeah, y'all look amazing.
Yes.
And the other thing that I want to say is shout out to our sponsors and VIP. I want you guys to remember this feeling. I want you guys to remember how wonderful it feels to celebrate Juneteenth in Harrisburg. We always want to have this, and it's possible because of all of you.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's possible because of all of you. So thank you. Enjoy the night. Join my POC. All y'all enjoy my POC. Join us. We're going to do more amazing things like this for Harrisburg, for the region, and for the whole state.
I built my coffee shop from the ground up. Every penny counts. So these tariffs are creating chaos. Coffee beans are imported. I can't afford to pay the tariffs out of pocket. These tariffs have the potential to destroy my business. But Congressman Scott Perry supported the tariffs. They're another tax driving up costs on small businesses like mine to give tax cuts to big corporations and billionaires. Scott Perry should be looking out for small businesses instead of big corporations. I wish Scott Perry was looking out for us.
Move this way.
I served in the Air Force for 23 years. I was proud to stand for my country. But I'm not going to stand for what Congressman Scott Perry is doing in Washington. He's forgotten about us. Perry voted to cut health care that veterans rely on. That's just not right. We deserve our health care, and Congressman Perry is trying to take it away to give more tax cuts to billionaires. That's just cruel. I'm an independent. I care about issues that impact veterans. I wish Congressman Perry would stand with us.
Call 911. I'm just gonna apply some pressure, okay?
When minutes matter, you have the power to save a life. Learn more at minutesmatter.upmc.com.
Ready. I am thankful to be back. This has been a great show for me. I'm so thankful to have Nicole here. It was great to have you here. And we are in our thankfulness part of the episode. This is the last stop. We're ready to go celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow. It is Thanksgiving Eve, and we got a couple folks here in the studio, and we have a couple folks who submitted online. And so the question is, what are you thankful for? Super simple. So Elliot, what are you thankful for? That's right. Elliot Faust is here in the theater with us at Midtown Cinema, and he is defending his dissertation on December the 5th. He is going to be Dr. Elliot Faust, and he's going to run for president one day. That's all I want in my life. And so we're so happy for you. We're so just honored to be able to know you the last part of this journey. So we're very thankful, for you being a part of YPOC and giving everything that you did. And I know how hard a doctor it is, and his is harder than mine. He's doing a whole bunch of fun stuff with weather and things. So Elliot is just an amazing person, and we are very thankful. I'll be on the Zoom. Absolutely. No, I think I'm gonna be there in person because I thought I was going away that weekend, but I'm not. So I think I'm gonna make the trip to State College. So I want to be in the room. So I'm very excited for that. And Rachel's here. What are you thankful for, Rachel?
I'm thankful for Wicked for Good because it's a really good movie.
Rachel's thankful for Wicked for Good because it's a really good movie. I'll be seeing it tomorrow. Support art, support theater, support cinema. So half a day what?
Half a day we open at 3.
Oh, half a day. They're open at 3 in the afternoon?
Yep.
And so you can come here tomorrow evening if you want to see Wicked for Good or Wicked 2. Is that Wicked 2?
Too Fast, Too Wicked.
Too Fast, Too Wicked, apparently. So yes, definitely come out to Midtown Cinema over here on Riley Street, the corner of Riley and 3rd. Is that right? Yeah, for the most part. Riley between 3rd or 2nd something.
Yeah,
second and 3rd. There we go. And please come and patronize this wonderful theater, movie house. They do a lot of great work here. And Basir's here. What are you thankful for, babe?
Life, friends, family.
Amen. Life, friends, family. And then we have a couple of folks online who also told us what they were thankful for. So my friend Susan says, I'm thankful that all 3 of my kids are doing good, raising them, especially the first 2, had a lot of ups and downs. I thought the world would chew them up and spit them out, but they are slaying it. I love that. Congratulations to you, Susan. I'm so glad you are in the Black NewsBeat community. That is a wonderful testimony. A friend of mine is thankful for, and she posted a picture of, it's the baby cats. And she said, and that I own a house, even though getting there almost ended me. Listen, home ownership is ghetto. And adulthood is the most ghetto hood I have ever been in. It is terrible here sometimes, especially right now. But being a homeowner is a bright spot in all of it, even if you have to finance your property, because you do get to call something your own and you get to develop it. And it's very awesome. So yes, I agree, honey. It will try to end you on the way to home ownership, but we will get through it. A very dear friend of mine and someone that I work with on a weekly basis, Jamie Phillips, says, I chose me and I found my people in all aspects of my life. My friends and clients are all queerdos. I love that. Shout out to all the queerdos, right? Or at the very least, aggressive allies. And it feels so good to be loved without a mask and in community. Forever grateful to end up here. That is beautiful to me. When you get to Thanksgiving and you get to this time of the year, it's the end of the year, a lot of people look back at their year and they go, what have I accomplished? And I think that's one of the greatest accomplishments that I've ever, I ask myself this every year, what did I really do? Another friend says, I'm thankful that my youngest offspring, her husband, and my 4 grandkids were able to make it here from down south a few weeks ago. I talk with them every day online in text messenger and chat, but I hadn't seen them physically in just short of 20 years. And I'd not seen him or the kids ever in real life. I'm thankful that while I do have health problems, I survived and I'm in relatively good content of mind. Amen. Being in relatively good content of mind is very important. I'm thankful that you and other content creators that I follow has such quality content for me to read on a frequent basis, and that gives me yet another thing to look forward to in the days that I have left. So thank you for all that you do. Isn't that nice? Oh, that's very nice. And I'll go last because it's my show. All right. I am thankful that we got Judge-elect Latasha C. Williams elected. I am glad to be named as Citizen of the Year with the Kappa Omega chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. We had a lovely, lovely ceremony this past Saturday, and it was so beautiful. It was breakfast. It was early. I was like, Lord, help me. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Am I going to make it? I was there at 9:03. I'm very proud of myself. All right. And they started late too. I should have known, CP time. All right. And I'm also just thankful. I wrote a post about being like kind of depressed the last couple of months, like the better part of the last year in various forms, from the devastating loss with Kamala Harris, because you guys know I worked in the campaign, to being laid off earlier this year. I just felt like I was not accomplishing a lot. But then I looked back and I'm like, I did accomplish a lot and I did do a lot of things. And I'm thankful for this show. I'm thankful to be able to uplift Black women. I'm thankful to be able to, sit here, even if there aren't a million people viewing yet. We are making an entry into the historical record for all the amazing things that we get to do. So I'm super thankful. I'm thankful for all of you. And at the end of the show, as I say every year, I say, big up yourselves and clap for yourselves, because without you all, there is no community and there is no Black NewsBeat. So I'm super thankful for all of you. This show would be nothing without you guys. Super true, super true. And on this day before Thanksgiving, I also want to say love on your people, love on your friends and family. Big them up too, because without them, there's no you, right? Without your family and friends and people that hold you up, there is no you. And if you don't like them folks, get some new people. You know what I'm saying? Make Thanksgiving a time that you enjoy. And if those people are not enjoyable, get away from them. All right. But thank you for being here. And I'm also always thankful for Basir. Like, if it wasn't for Basir, I would not be able to do this show so smoothly. He's developed a format and he's real smooth with it now. We got commercials, we be loading it in. It's like real official, So I'm thankful for that too. And I just want y'all to have a safe holiday. And we'll see you in December. Good night. Bye, everybody.